Hope you all are enjoying your holiday season. Let's take a look at this replay. Today we've got the biggin coming in hot and heavy. Actually, do you think it's hot? Do you think these rocks have any kind of heat to them? It is animated after all. So I guess there would be some amount of friction between the rocks, maybe some hot points. But anyway, let's not get too caught up in physics because that doesn't matter in Warhammer. Today we've got a battle between Rider Rohan as Kislev versus Strat Game as the Greenskins. So, as these players are immediately looking like they're wanting to clash here, we've got some horse archers up front for Rider Rohan, along with some winged lancers. Infantry is going to be armored Kossars, great weapons for a little bit of extra AP. Some Kossars with bows as well. Ice Witch Tempest up on the Ice Worm. And we've got some Kislev warriors in the back. As for the orcs and the goblins, we've got some orcs and goblins. Orc boy spears, to be specific, mixed in with some regular goblins, and one unit of black orcs with the Ruglets armored orcs, and some air boys as well. Orc boar boy biggins, some orc boar boys, two of them, and the Hammer of Gork Regiment of Renown. Plus, it's not actually the biggin. I lied. It's just a regular rogue idol, guys. I'm so sorry. Also, over on the far side, we see fermented fungi being used on these winged lancers from the Night Goblin Warboss force. Unfavorable engagement. Try and get a pick on Rider Rohan's army immediately. You see the other winged lancers kind of just YOLO charging into the front lines here. They're going to take a very bad engagement and get absolutely crushed by these boar boys and spears initially, although their speed will allow them to disengage, maybe lead those boar boys astray. But this whole time, the Kossar pistols are unloading as well. So a little bit of a mixed bag, but we're going to see the Kossars get their two-handed maces ready, charge on in. Honestly, very interesting weapon type for these guys. But it will be very effective versus the boar boys, even though they got sort of medium armor. 65 armor is pretty good, but not that good. Certainly against an armor-piercing unit, it's not going to do much. But meanwhile, over on the other side, we see the Ice Witch jump in to try and save this one winged lancer. We also get some Kislev warriors in here as well. I say one winged lancer. That might be actually the second one to jump in on that engagement, but yeah, all across the board here, we've got the fight unfolding in different directions. These Kossars pulling back, trying to pull the goblins and black orcs out of position. And meanwhile, we've got Kislev warriors rushing into the Greenskins backline. So yeah, both sides, both players just absolutely going hog wild here. Rogue Idol out there way on the flank, kind of in no man's land, but does have some support elements right now. Try and hold down this section of the battlefield. Yeah, winged lancers get a break on those goblins, kind of overchased a little bit, and are going to find themselves in contact with some boar boys. Potentially. Boar boy biggins here in the woods, just kind of chilling right now, deciding what they want to fight. Hammer of Gork also getting some good damage, but you more take this thing for that amazing blinded contact effect, which right now is kind of being wasted a little bit on the unit that's already basically done. But yeah, we see the horse archers move in. The winged lancers as well, trying to get back and shut down this Hammer of Gork, shut down that nice debuff. Ice Witch also jumps in on the center. Wah being popped right now. It's going to give all Green Tide melee buffs, and considering like almost every single unit is in melee, will be pretty decent. Ruglets armored orcs though, caught between a rock and a hard place, getting rear charged by horse archers, and the Kislev warriors will be a decent match for them. Their AP definitely helps them in this particular matchup. And just to hammer home the point, winged lancers come in right as the horse archers looking like they're going to break. The discouraged also from that Hawks of Miska contact effect there. Doesn't do any friendly fire damage, and also does pretty good damage against unarmored targets, plus the discourage effect, able to rout those error boys. A little vindictive glare from the Night Goblin Shaman gets some decent contact on those Kislev warriors there. Here, winged lancers clashing with boar boys. A little bit of goblin support as the biggin continues to just hammer away, and will take definitely damage from the Kislev warriors in this round. That nice plus 15 bonus versus large means they're hitting pretty hard against large target. But ooh, that attack animation I don't think actually did anything. Immediately does another one though. Going to hit some of these armored Kossars. Great weapons, of course, will also do some pretty good damage in a surround on the Rogue Idol. But more Vindictive Glare is going to be used against infantry here, although I think, does Vindictive Glare still have a hidden anti-large bonus? I know at one point it was actually more meant against anti-large. Yeah, good against large combatants. I do think it has like a maybe hidden anti-large component where it does more damage against large targets, but regardless, still being used to kind of scattershot, take down some of these infantry here. Boar Boy's kind of just struggling right now, but the Black Orcs have been able to crush some units in melee here. Let's take a look at their value. Only 340 so far. Nothing too crazy, but very sturdy and reliable units should be able to hold. Emerald Gork crew also running from those dervishes, or warriors rather, but yeah, both players just spread all over the battlefield here. A lot of like individual small engagements happening in different pockets, so absolutely massive battle. The horse archers here will do some damage. Again, Rogue Idol has some armor-piercing units and the range fire, all of which will do some pretty good damage. Of course, it's also losing armor as it gets exhausted and as it gets the Rubble and Ruin passive ticking up. So we'll be more vulnerable to archers as the game goes on. Yes, as the day goes on. Ooh, some fanatics being unleashed here. The Pocket Fanatics from the Night Lord opens up his Pokeball. Unleashes his boss's loons there, does some damage, nothing too crazy, but he himself, obviously a very good lord in terms of his ability set, does not have the best combat stats in the world, and especially, like, think about him versus the Ice Witch here. Ice Witch is going to be definitely a superior opponent, although, yeah, the Night Goblin Warboss actually not on the squig, so he doesn't have armor-piercing damage, has pretty good overall damage, but yeah, just that low HP makes him incredibly vulnerable to getting smacked around by the Ice Worm here. And no summon from the Ice Witch to try and support in that engagement. Obviously, the Snow Leopard is also anti-large, but it's just another single entity to kind of throw into a fight like this. Ooh, another nice Vindictive Glare contact, but that Night Goblin Shaman might have blown himself up a little bit there, considering he is now routing. But balance power may be slightly in the Greenskins' favor at the for the time being. A lot of that is due to like this healthy Boar Boy Biggin. We've got the Black Orcs here as well. The fact that the Biggin, or the Rogue Idol even, still fighting, currently rampaging, just taking out whatever units, eventually able to kind of prevail there, but at great cost to itself. And the Night Goblin Warboss hustling across the field, trying to get away from the Ice Witch, but another big Vindictive Glare comes, and it's going to do some pretty good damage. Here come the Boar Boy Biggins as well. Did he save a Fermented Fungi for this circumstance? He did. He's also got Tormentor Sword, of course, in spite of the Bad Moon. So if he gets a good catch on the Ice Witch with a good supporting unit, definitely can get some massive damage in, whether that's these Boar Boys or the Black Orcs. Both of these units would be really good targets to try and get that Fermented Fungi catch. So yeah, who knew? The Night Goblin Warboss is kind of the ultimate Pokemon trainer. Too bad he can't get, you know, I don't know where I'm going with this, but anyway, Boar Boy Biggins will have a nice charge, plowing through those Hussars straight into the second unit. Oop, nope, maybe it kind of faint out at the last second. And they're going to pull back. There's the Fermented Fungi, and the Boar Boy Biggins will charge on in. The Ice Witch kind of has some Kislev warrior support, but overchases, overplows through that unit, and now going to get surrounded here. Will we see, yeah, spite of the Bad Moon being used here, but the Boar Boy Biggins, the way their charge impacted, not too many of them are actually in contact yet. If we get a nice overhead view, they're definitely going to get some damage in. Yeah, you see the shock damage already on the Ice Witch. Tormentor Sword also being used kind of in tandem, or, yeah, after, specifically the Fermented Fungi. Keep her locked in this fight, but Hawks of Miska unleashed once more. That discouraged contact effect, so brutal, plus the damage immediately leads to the support units getting routed. Now the Ice Witch can just turn around and command her mount to chomp on the Warboss's face. And that will probably be pretty much game over for the Green Tide. Yeah, you see the balance of power for the first time shifts pretty decisively. And a few Black Orcs hanging around to try and help. Night Goblin Warboss actually didn't take too much damage there. Mostly just leadership damage, but he will get in, and with his big lads supporting, he'll feel much bigger himself and be able to fight back here. Able to rout those Kislev warriors, so despite the fact Rider Rohan got some good engagements in this late game, he's still got to be careful about how he approaches this. Black Orcs right now, unstoppable Choppas active. Their melee defense is down, but up to 75 weapon strength, so they will be taking damage in melee. But there's still a handful of missiles hanging around here as well. Kossars with a little bit of ammunition, doing whatever damage they can. The Black Orcs, of course, exhausted, so their armor is down somewhat. Still going to be resisting a good amount of that missile damage, but fast forward a little bit as they chase Kossars. Rider Rohan wisely keeping his Ice Switch away for the time being, till the Black Orcs are pretty much fully dealt with. Another Hawks and Miska for the Discourage. Run on in, take out the Lord, and that's it. Great way to clean up this game, maybe. Is there something else for the Orcs? Oh, yeah. The Rogue Idol's just running around the edge of the map right now. Just having a grand old time all his own. But yeah, with the Lord going down, that'll be army losses, and there you go. Victory for Rider Rohan's Kislev. Nice to get a little break from the new DLC stuff and just showcase some classic factions. Kislev is maybe classic in a Game 3 sense, but yeah, Game 3's been out for quite a while, guys. It's pretty hard to believe for me. But anyway, yeah, overall, the Kislevite Warriors trading nicely cost-effectively here. Yeah, the Wing Lancers also get some pretty good value, just the two of them. Even though face some tough engagements, we're still able to do a respectable job, certainly. Horse Archers also generally cost-effective. And the Ice Switch, I say only, almost 2,000 damage value, 23,000 damage dealt. Quite impressive from her for strat game. Almost was able to execute. Wild build for sure. I would not personally pick a Rogue Idol, I think, against Kislev, but almost ended up working out for him here. I do think maybe had he distributed that value out a little bit, like maybe even just take a Giant in this place, so you have some big stompy threat still, and then kind of distribute the value out to upgrade the quality of this cavalry a little bit, even though some of them traded admirably. Just that extra little bit of anti-large and armor that you get from being a biggin definitely helps against Kislev cavalry. But overall, fun stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.